Hey everybody, it's JT from VapeStarsNetwork.com. Going to review and chat about a rebuildable dripping atomizer from the Vapors, home of the Thunder Clouds. But we're going to be talking about, and I just misplaced the box, there it is, the Thundercloud atomizer. Gonna have a couple vapes. We'll be back, we'll talk details, then we'll just chat, play it by ear. So I met the folks that made this atomizer out at VaporCon West a week or so ago. Had a great time out there, by the way. Props to Grim Green and the whole VaporCon West team. But I met them. They were like, hey, introduced themselves. Talked to a guy named Stick, really cool dude. Showed me their atomizer, asked if I would be interested in reviewing it. I said, of course, let's chat for a little while. Telling me about their vaping style and the problems they saw with some of the atomizers on the market. I was like, cool. And my ears really perked up when they said, JT, we want you to beat that thing up. Beat it up? They told me to abuse this thing, put it through the ringer, just beat it up. They are, I guess, what most people would call cloud chasers. They're all about the big clouds, and vaping in that style, you run into certain, I guess, issues, whether that be the atomizer getting extremely hot, building with something like 22 gauge wire, very thick, and atomizers just not holding up. So they produce their own to address those issues. Beat it up, that was kind of cool to me. I've never gotten a device from a vendor or a manufacturer, and they specifically told me to beat it up. So that was kind of cool. I respect that. They feel like they have a high quality device, and they told me to really put it to the test. I enjoyed that. At this point, I think I've got probably 10 or 12 builds so far on this. 22 gauge, 24 gauge, 26 gauge. A little bit of everything. And I enjoy it. So, details. The Thundercloud atomizer, rebuildable dripping atomizer, 3-post design, 22 millimeter diameter. So all of your 22 millimeter devices, it's gonna sit flush on there. It's got a polished or chrome looking finish to it, which is nice. Actually, right now, it occurs to me that most of my dripping atomizers are a brushed finish. So it's kind of cool to have the polished look for this one. So we'll talk a little bit about it. At first look, it is a tall atomizer, right? From base to the top of the atomizer, it's pretty tall, but that does serve a purpose. It keeps the heat from those coils from getting too hot near the drip tip connection and or the drip tip, at least for me. That's the purpose it serves. But you've got basically, so when you get the Thundercloud, it'll be in its own box, VPRS for the Vapors, and says Thundercloud. Padded box, that's where it'll be. And now let's run down with the components. Technically, I guess it's a 3-piece atomizer. We'll start with the base. Made in the USA, very sturdy, well-built base. Copper contact down there in your 510. 3-post, large holes in the post to accommodate 22 gauge wire, Like I said, I've used 22, 24, and 26 gauge with no issues. Very deep juice well, which is really awesome. I love that. I just love that trend so much recently in atomizers. So you've got a good deep juice well, Phillips head screws on the top of your post there. Then I guess the sleeve or the body, it's got the Vapors logo, and on the back, serial number. And I will post an up close photo or two at the end of this review. And the air holes on the sleeve section are horizontal slot type styles. Okay, now it's not adjustable. You can't spin the sleeve or spin the top cap and adjust the airflow, but that's okay. I'm actually very comfortable vaping the way it was designed, fully open here. But I'll mention a way in a minute that when I'm not in the mood to blow huge clouds, I take a different approach and I can kind of tighten this draw up. And then the atomizer top cap, nice and sturdy, tapered on the inside up to the standard 510 connection for your drip tip. And it comes with their own wide bore drip tip. It's got the logo on it, nice and tall, and like I said, a very wide bore to it. So it was definitely designed for the cloud chasers, the cloud blower type of vapor. I don't think it should be pigeonholed as to be just for that type of vapor. It's a good all-around atomizer. The posts are welded in on the sides, the outer post, and the center post. You remember all that? They told me to abuse it, treat it bad, beat it up. They put a lot of time into building this, they said, and that center post should never break loose and spin. You know, time will tell, and I will keep abusing it as the weeks go by. But that shouldn't happen. It's a good looking atomizer. One thing that I see that takes it from being just a cloud atomizer, you know, for the cloud chasers, and it's really quick and really easy. Obviously, your build, right? The build you put on this atomizer is gonna determine how it performs, right? But using the drip tip they give you, or another wide bore drip tip, you're obviously going to get a lot more airflow. Going to get a lot more airflow, but what I have found works well for me is when I'm maybe not in the mood to cloud up the place, I throw a different drip tip on there with a smaller bore. Something like this is the acrylic Smoky Mountain drip tip. And now I'm focusing a lot more on flavor, and I get more flavor than vapor almost. And totally changes that up. So you can go from the setup and blow some clouds, and actually with the same build, throw a different type of drip tip on there and really totally change it up. And now I realize this isn't some crazy breakthrough. I realize many people switch drip tips like this. But when you have an atomizer that doesn't have adjustable airflow, that's a super quick and super easy way to tighten that draw up a little bit and change your vaping experience off the same atomizer, same build. And I've enjoyed that quite a bit with this. I keep their drip tip. I keep one or two other ones around when I'm using this. So it's good. It's not strictly a cloud blower atomizer. That's kind of what I wanted to get across there. It's a nice atomizer, well built. They have a lot of faith in the build quality. Check it out. Of course, above I'll post links on where to pick this up. It's available at a couple online retailers. If you're into it, pick it up. Definitely can be a cloud blower if you want it to, but it doesn't have to be. It can be versatile too, and that's the way I've used it, at least. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next time.